So, in a small town in India, there lives a man and a woman called Papachi and Mamachi. Papachi is a bug scientist who discovers a new species of moth, but the university that he gets the moth checked at says that it is not a new species of moth. And then someone else discovers the same species, but that species gets named after that other person, so that makes Papachi angry. So Papachi has a lot of anger in his life, and he beats his wife, who is Mamachi. Papachi and Mamachi have two kids, and Papachi has a younger sister, actually, whose name is Baby Kochama, and she'll be important later in the story. Papachi and Mamachi's kids are named Chaco and Amu. Chaco marries a woman named Margaret, but they are not entirely in love, and Margaret divorces him. And then Margaret goes and marries a white man, but that white man dies later. So Chaco invites her to come back to him, and she does. And they have a baby named Sophie Mole. And while this is all going on, Amu is married to a man who is referred to as Baba. They also have two kids named Esta and Rahel. Baba works in a factory, which he gets fired at, but his boss gives him a proposition that if the Baba lets his boss sleep with his wife Amu, then Baba will keep his job. But so Baba goes to Amu with this proposition, but Amu refuses. So Baba beats her and leaves, which leaves Amu with her two kids, Esta and Rahel. Esta and Rahel are twins, but they're not identical twins. But they do have a sort of connection. Like Rahel wakes up giggling at a funny dream that Esta has, and Rahel also knows about how Esta got molested by the orange drink lemon drink man, even though he did not tell anyone about it. Later on in the story, you figure out that Amu and Velutha, who is an untouchable man, who in Indian society, an untouchable is like a peasant, who is the lowest level of person. So a high-class woman like Amu and an untouchable like Velutha having an affair is a big scandal in India at the time. And so when people find out about Amu and Velutha, baby Kochama, who is now much older and who's like a matriarch of the family, she locks Amu into a room. And so Esta and Rahel go and try to talk to Amu, but Amu yells at them, so they run away with Sophie Mole. And they are trying to row a boat that they have to an abandoned house that is along the way. And in that abandoned house is Velutha waiting for Amu to have another affair. But while Esta, Rahel, and Sophie Mole are on the way to that house, the boat capsizes and Sophie Mole drowns. So Rahel and Esta survive, come back to the house, and baby Kochama calls the police on Velutha, who is in that abandoned house. And the police beat Velutha within an inch of his life and take him into custody. And baby Kochama says that Velutha raped Amu and kidnapped her kids, Rahel and Esta. And so, because of this, Velutha will die in prison, and Sophie Mole will have a funeral where Rahel and Esta and Amu are kind of separated from their family, which kind of shows how like they have brought shame and they're not really allowed. They're kind of disowned in a way. And so Esta gets returned to his dad, Baba, but he's sort of a shell of a man. He does not go to college, and he eventually stops talking altogether and just goes on long walks. While this is going on, Rahel gets in massive amounts of trouble at school, gets expelled 3 times, but does go to university at Delhi, and then she goes there for architecture. And after she gets her degree, she moves to America to marry a white man, who then realizes that she's not actually in love with him, and they divorce. So Rahel is working as a waitress and at a gas station in America, but then she gets a letter from baby Kochama that Essa has been re-returned back to her hometown in India. And so that makes Rahel want to go home, so she does, and she reunites with Essa, and they have incest together at the end of the book.